This is where it all began and started, right here.
Brian Cox is the director of South Park Recreation Center in South Central LA.
You can practice later on, okay?
Thank you, Ryan.
You're so welcome.
Tonight's activities, part of a citywide program, brings kids, parents, and community members together to celebrate the end of summer. But just 4 years ago, when Brian took the job, the park was a very different place. It was right in the middle of a violent turf war between two rival gangs.
Before I got here, I think there was not a lot of trust. A lot of folks had written it off because of basically the negative elements. There was no grass on the ball diamonds.
This was all dirt right here.
Had a bad reputation of a lot of violence and gang stuff. It was terrible, man. It was a lot of people getting killed, robbed. You know, people were scared to even come to this park.
You know, I kind of asked myself, what am I getting into? But I kind of looked at it as a challenge.
Working for the Parks Department was a plan B for Brian, who spent his 20s pursuing a professional football career.
And got a contract with the Atlanta Falcons coming out of Hampton. Ended up staying there long enough to get a cup of coffee and a donut.
Brian settled in his hometown of Los Angeles, started a family, and began working as an administrator for the Parks Department in a series of LA neighborhoods. But then an opportunity came along to rehabilitate struggling South Park.
I've always been told by other mentors, if you don't get involved in your own community and the kids in the area that you're going to work in, if you don't do it, who will?
What we gonna teach you how to tie your shoe?
The biggest thing that we needed to change was the attitude, but there was this one element that I felt that needed to be a part of the solution, and that was the gang itself. I think it must have been just something on the leaders of the Avalon's mind as well, because he found it within himself to want to come over and know a little bit more about who I was. And the gentleman I'm talking about, they call Blue, who to me is Perry. He said, I was one of these guys who helped tear this park up. I want to be one of these guys who helped clean this park up. You know, he had kids, he had a little boy, a little girl.
My boy. So we had a common bond, and that common bond was sports, and it was football. It was easy for me to talk about bringing the actual program, but what the hard thing was, he had to get not only the parents and the kids to trust him, but he also had to get his enemies to trust that they could come in this hood and that they were going to be safe. And he gave me his word, and it's been true to this day.
4 years, not an argument in a parking lot, or nothing.
My son was playing with the Glendale Bears at the time, youth football, youth tackle football, and I told Perry, you know, say, hey, look, why don't we set up a scrimmage game? And that was something that they said would never happen, is that Glendale would never come in a place like this. And at the end, all the kids got together, we gave them hot dogs and sodas, they got an opportunity to shake hands and whatnot. That was the moment that we all looked at each other and said, yes, this can work.
The South Park youth football team now plays here regularly and attracts both Latino and Black players and fans.
Clap it up like y'all mean it. Clap it up! Clap it up, Lamar! Clap it up!
To organize something, there has to be a leader. And then you have to have a staff and you have to have a vision. And we've kind of basically run this park as a team.
You know, we give them options now. Kids have options. You can come over and you can play soccer. You can come in, you can play tackle football.
We have a dance program for kids. We have the adult aerobics class. We have a senior citizen group.
No, wait a minute.
We have a tutorial program. We have a teen club, just to see some of these kids and how they're turning their lives around.
I've learned responsibility. I've learned how to communicate with everybody else. I've learned that it doesn't matter what race you are, everybody's the same, and you just have to get along with everybody.
But the thing that I think I'm most proud is that we make two culturally diverse groups of people come together each and every day, and we make it work.
We got the Hispanic people, they look out for the Black kids. We got the Black people, they look out for the Hispanic kids. You know, it's just a good situation going on up here at this park.
Without the park, I mean, I honestly think the neighborhood would be kind of rough. It's pretty rough.
But if it's something that you feel as though that you can do, never look at the circumstances around you or look at the challenge or how big of a task it is. You just continuously believing in yourself believe that what you're doing is right, and just go for it.
1, 2, 3!
Get up!
1, 2, 3!
Get up!
1, 2, 3!
East side!